Okay, this is case study 10, integrated project delivery. We're group 4. My name is Asena Tapovalu.
I'm Sharita Lane.
I'm Christopher Elieli.
So our agenda, we're going to be doing the public alternatives along with their answers or their questions and answers. So for public alternative A, we're going to be talking about public entities, including the federal government, public universities, cities, and states. And how they evaluate alternative procurement methods to avoid the negative stigma of lump sum bidding. And what are these alternative methods? Who favors each method? And do public bid jobs end up with more claims? So the alternative methods that can be used are best value fees and qualifications, based elections. For best value fees, the government, public, it would be, it would favor government, public, and small contractors and minority contractors, while qualifications-based selection would favor large contractors and the design community. There would be more claims on public bid jobs that can occur, and low bid doesn't ensure the best quality work or contractors, which can lead to issues arising between the parties. Next question is, what is right or wrong with this movement, and what can you recommend to solve these problems? I think what's right with this would be that they would be able to focus on the quality of the construction versus the price. And for low bid and best value total cost procurement options are used less often, and the contractor competition would decrease. So to solve these problems, I would recommend that they initiate a process to identify projects that have unique requirements to use the alternative methods. And for the more simple projects, they can continue to use lump sum bidding process. For public alternative B, we're going to be talking about traditional open market lump sum bid approach. Basically, this approach is able to give the owner a fixed total construction cost with completed designs and specifications. There's lower risk for the owner. There are minimal change orders. It's the most widely accepted contracting method. And it also gives contractors more motivation to maximize their production and their performance. So is this truly a bid them and sue them situation? I think that when all the parties of the contract work together efficiently and focus solely on the success of the project, then that is not the case, and it actually works out pretty well for everybody. And the next question is, why is the public perception incorrect? I said it was because the contractors going into these lump sum bids, they understand the risk that they have, that they obtain, and this kind of gives them more motivation in order to complete the project on budget and on time to avoid all of those change orders and issues that might arise. And then we have a pie chart here showing how lump sum bidding is used almost 50% of the time in the construction industry. So for public alternative C, we're going to be talking about shortlisting qualified subcontractors and general contractors. By shortlisting these contractors, we'll be identifying the most qualified general contractors and subs out there out of all of their potential candidates. We're going to be choosing the contractors whose resume meets or exceeds the requirements of the owner, and we'll be having a interviewing process for the final selection of the contract award. So first question is, how can shortlists be fairly prepared? They can be fairly prepared by establishing a fair and diverse system in which each potential candidate is researched properly and thoroughly by the owner, and nobody is shorthanded. And this list should also include smaller general contracting and subcontracting companies as well. So, can this reduction of competition improve relations, quality, safety, cost, and schedule control? I do believe that this method can help all of those things. And it also helps the owner save money, time, and resources by finding the most qualified firm. So next question is, does this restrict competition and drive up prices for the clients? I said no. This actually allows general contractors and subcontractors to improve their in-house resources and personnel capabilities, and prices in the industry, they vary from project to project and depending on the owner's desires for that project. So the last question is, which is most fair for the taxpayers? I do believe that shortlisting is the most fair for taxpayers because it ensures that their money is being spent um, effectively and in a smart way, and it ensures that the projects will be done with quality teams who share the same values as the owner.
For public alternative D, we're basically focusing on the construction management and general contractor to it states to prepare an argument in favor of the CMGC alternative procurement method. This method is mainly used because the contractor acts as the consultant in the design process. It offers new innovation, best practices, and reduce costs and schedule risk. And this process also allows the project owner to employ new innovation, assist in design process, and make informed decision regarding cost and schedule. One of the question is this fair for all the firms, including the taxpayer? I said yes, because with the expertise of the consultant, there'll be less changes, and the contractor is experienced. Does the CMGC have an incentive to understaff the project? I said no, just because I don't know any reason why they would. Uh, will uh, will other traditional general contractors bid the structural subcontract package to the CMGC? I also said no. Would the CMGC treat other GCs fairly? I put yes, because I don't know any reason why they wouldn't. If if the CMGC gets awarded the structural work as a lump sum subcontractor to themselves, how is the accounting and actual construction costs kept separate? Uh, I didn't uh, see a reason why. I mean, how they can keep it separate. So I think they can just include the lump sum cost under the total cost. For public alternative E, is to prepare an argument in favor of the design build delivery method. It says, can this work and is it working? I said it can work. And for the project that design build is implemented in, it is most likely working. Who provides the checks and balances to assure the success? The successful firm is not cheapening the design to save on construction costs. I believe this mainly falls on the owner, and if he thinks he's being shortened or cheapened, then he can hire a third party person to look over the drawings and assure that he's getting his money's worth. Who approves the design documents? I say it will be the owner and the city permit office. And the last is who approves submittals and who responds to it, the RFIs. I also put the owner. So for public alternative F, it focuses on IPD, which is integrated project delivery. It asks if it is a fair because it is a fairly new delivery method where the GC owner and architect all sign one agreement, equally share in the risks. How often has this been done, and does it work? I put for as far as projects that deal with public entities is not a common project delivery method because I believe they still go with the traditional method of design bid build, but it does work. Um, and it's something that should be implemented more because it is a collective effort from the owner, the contractor, and the architect, which is different expertise striving for one goal, and that is the completion of the building with improved building performance, striving for the a great quality of the building while saving money and time.
Um, Public alternative G, it focuses on PPP. Um, Public-private partnership is another method to sidestep competitive bidding. Um, a private owner will design, build, operate, maintain a faculty, um, or even a road or bridge for a public client or tenant, such as a university. Um, in exchange for market rents guaranteed far into the future, such as 20 years, all the expiration at the expiration of the lease, ownership may transfer to the tenant. The first question is, how is it fair to the taxpayers? Um, is really not fair because they might take it make it easy to make dishonest dealings to political companions by adjusting the relationship between the parties and the ones who make the decisions for the project. And the second question is, how does a developer acquire a PPP project? They might look for a private enterprise to pay for it because the private client may not have the money to pay for it. Public alternative H, it focuses more on formal partnering. H, it says describe formal partnering. Formal partnering is an agreement with multiple parties that come together to create one whole team to get a project done. Does mandatory partnering affect your position in any of the above delivery methods? I put no, it doesn't affect it in any type of way. Will it solve some of the problems? Yes, it actually will solve a lot of problems. And how much does partnering cost and which parties pays for it? And how much does it save? It all costs really just depends on what type of project it is and what type of partnership it will be. And that's it.